Not many people enjoy baseball anymore. You are overestimating your own intelligence. They sell more adult diapers in Japan than baby ones. I didn't make these facts up. They are all too real. Don't believe me? Keep watching. I'm Mike with List 25, and here are 25 stats and facts that seem fictional, but are real. 25. 80 times. That's the average number of times someone drives drunk before being caught by authorities. Yeah, 80. By that point, someone will have consumed so much booze that if you put it in the trunk, it would snap the suspension. It's not really a scientific fact, I'm just making a point. So when the officer leans into the driver window and asks the person if they're drunk, hell yeah, they are. They've probably been living it up for weeks. 24. Comfort objects. What helps you sleep at night? A glass of warm milk? Maybe something stronger. For 1/3 of adults, a comfort object is an all-access pass to Slumberland. This staggering stat was revealed in 2019 when 2,000 Americans were asked about their sleeping habits. An obvious example of a comfort object is a stuffed animal, though the trusty security blanket and even ornaments can be found in some people's beds. Are we talking Christmas ornaments? Who sleeps with ornaments? If there's a different kind of ornament that I don't know, let me know in the comments below, because that sounds dangerous. 23. So many Michaels. A classic name never goes out of style. Michael, for example. Did you know it's been one of the most popular names for a boy no less than 44 times over the last century? That's according to the United States Social Security Administration. Between 1923 and 2022, Michael, James, Robert, and John have all enjoyed premium status. Meanwhile, Mary, Patricia, Jennifer, and Linda are all sought-after names for girls. 22. 4.5 pounds. The average American leaves behind 4.5 pounds of garbage on a daily basis. The average worldwide is around 3 pounds less than that. It's no surprise to learn that here in the US we don't really do things half-assed. Even taking out the trash takes on jumbo-sized proportions. 21. 48% increase. And that's the amount of testosterone you'd gain going out into the fresh air and chopping some wood. The University of California found they were barking up the right tree in 2013 when their research showed lumberjacks have more of the manly stuff in their systems than other guys taking part in stuff like sports. Apologies to any female lumberjacks who might be watching, by the way. Now, you know what else is a myth? All microwavable food is terrible? Well, Factor has smashed that myth with their amazing no prep, no mess meals. Now, what is Factor, you might be asking yourself? In the most basic terms, delicious food. In more expansive ones, Factor makes meeting your nutrition goals easier than ever by delivering fresh, never frozen, dietitian-approved meals right to your door. Their team of gourmet chefs create each meal using only ingredients with integrity to help you feel your best all day long. My life has been very busy as of late, and unfortunately, I don't always have time to cook as much as I love to. Factor's ready-to-eat meals are just so convenient and delicious, and they make eating better every day easier. Like I said, there's no prep and no cleanup. Just heat and eat. 2 minutes. That is it. Wherever tomorrow takes you, be ready with pre-prepared, chef-crafted, dietitian-approved meals delivered right to your door. You don't have to spend hours at the grocery store deciding what you want to make, and then hours possibly prepping it. You'll have over 35 different options a week to choose from, including keto, calorie smart, vegan plus veggie, and more. And there's even more to enjoy with over 55 nutrition-packed add-ons that help make your weekly meal planning even more delicious. So what are you waiting for? Get started today and have a feel-good week of meals ready to go. Head to factor75.com or click the link below and use the code LIST2550 to get 50% off your first Factor box and 20% off your next month of orders. That's code LIST2550 at factor75.com to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month of orders. So what are you waiting for? Now back to the list. 20. Lady Liberty and the Horn. The Statue of Liberty is totally big-headed. I don't mean that as an insult, it's just that she is one enormous statue. In terms of her head, I'm talking an official measurement of 3.05 meters in width. But what if I told you a Texas Longhorn had her beat? Pancho Villa, a record-breaking beast, has horns on its head measuring way over the 3-meter mark. As far as we're aware, the animal is still alive, though of course Lady Liberty will outlast it in the end. 19. 9% of Americans are baseball lovers. That actually sounds a little off to me, but it's all true. This stat was revealed by Gallup in 2018, showing that a surprisingly small percentage of sports fans actually like to watch the iconic game. Mind you, this isn't actually that big of a surprise because football has been the American spectator sport of choice since 1972, netting 37% of the vote. 18. $72 billion. Where would we be without our pets? In a big house with a bunch of extra income, it seems. This is the eye-wateringly large amount that Americans spend collectively on their beloved animals each year, and it's only an average sum. It was reported in 2019 that us millennials, those born between 1981 and 1996, see pets as convenient replacements for children, who are even more expensive. That $72 billion goes for things like veterinary care and technological items, such as, wait for it, a robot litter box. The future of feline hygiene. Part box, part robot, all kitty toilet. 17. Falling TVs wreak havoc. Be they mounted on a wall or resting on furniture, TVs are startlingly dangerous if they happen to fall down. Children have actually died as a result of a falling TV. It's been established that they carry a weight worth thousands of pounds when in motion. 2,000 for a lighter model and an amazing 12,000 pounds for an old school set. The US government discovered that 300 children died in such accidents over a period of 15 years. 16. 95%. This figure concerns millennials who lacked funds for a decent retirement. Research from the National Institute on Retirement Security in 2018 showed that 2/3 of this age group didn't have so much as a bean set aside for old age. I'm sure many of you out there are struggling to save up, so while this stat isn't a big surprise, it still comes as somewhat of a shocker. 15. 19%. Surprise, surprise, this is the percentage of guys in the US who do housework. To be honest, I'm surprised it's not lower. No offense to our more meticulous male viewers. Now, what about that female percentage? Do you think that's higher or lower? Well, that's a no-brainer, right? 49%. So, a tiny bit higher there. This actually was released by the Bureau of Labor Statistics in 2014. 14. Mental illness affects almost half of adults. In a stark statistic about the times we live in, it's been reported that American adults experience major issues with their mental health. In 2019, it was revealed that 46.4% of people have these issues over the course of their life. Breaking that into a 12-month period, disorders affect a significant chunk of the population. 6% of people have as many as 3 disorders, while 14.4% cope with just 1, which is tough enough in and of itself, I would have thought. 13. 36 million. Can you believe that this is the approximate number of people in the US who find reading a challenge? The American government uncovered these alarming statistics, which are connected to anything after a 3rd grade reading level, but bumped the literacy standard up to 8th grade, and the stats are even worse. Here, an incredible 50% of people are unable to read a book. There's certainly no shame in lacking reading skills, it's just an eye-opening piece of information to learn. 12. Read the room. When was the last time you read something to feed your mind? Finding out new information is vital for the human brain, yet a 2018 survey from the Bureau of Labor Statistics showed that adults in the US spent an average of just 10 minutes every day studying a page or screen. Covering an age range of 15 to 44, it reveals a lack of discipline when it comes to absorbing knowledge. I wonder how many hours those people spend mindlessly scrolling through their phones. 11. Smarter than the average? We expose the truth behind the so-called average American. Do you consider yourself average or smarter? Chances are it's the latter. Reports from 2013 mention something called illusory superiority, meaning people tend to place themselves higher on the smartness scale. A poll revealed that 65% of US citizens believe themselves to have a bigger brain than a regular person. Now, with that in mind, are you suffering from illusory superiority? I'm far too intelligent to answer that question, I'm afraid. 10. 1.7 bottles. 1.7 is a small number, but not when it comes to bottles of booze. Back in the 1820s, you were likely to find whiskey being drunk more than coffee. This led to a double vision-inducing 1.7 bottles being polished off in American households every week. That translates to 90 bottles annually, with the average thirsty individual consuming refreshment measuring 80 proof. At a reported 25 cents a bottle, you really couldn't go wrong. Aside from, liver damage and such. 9. Machu Picchu surprise. Deep in the Andes lies the mysterious archaeological site of Machu Picchu. Once the stomping ground of the ancient Inca, this sacred spot contains some fascinating statistics. One of which is that the structures are approximately 75% original. This is actually really surprising due to the marauding Spanish explorers who conquered the Inca and wrecked their buildings in the name of Catholicism during the 15th century. Machu Picchu was lucky to survive. On top of that, only around 40% is visible, with the rest obscured by vegetation. 8. Anti-trans statistics in Brazil. In 2021, the Transgender Europe organization released truly sobering statistics concerning the murder of trans and queer people in Brazil. More are killed there than anywhere else. As of 2022, Brazil topped the murder list for an appalling 13 years in a row, with 125 of the 375 killings worldwide. 7. 2.2 billion. That's the number of people around the world with vision problems. The World Health Organization reports that these impairments relate to distance and nearsightedness. They also conclude that eyesight issues affect an astonishing 90% of middle to low income countries. If you're experiencing any difficulty with your eyes while watching this video, don't delay. Your optician is only a phone call away. 6. NFL WTF. What's the differential between playing sports at a college level and going on to make a career out of it? You're probably thinking the stats are pretty low. And you're right, but they're actually super low. In 2015, it was reported that football hopefuls wanting to reach the heights of the NFL often changed direction. A mind-boggling 98% never reached the professional football field. 5. Student marriage fever. Head to a cathedral city in the northeast of England and you'll likely see a lot of young married couples. And more often than not, these lovebirds are students. As revealed in 2019, around 70% of Durham University's most promising minds tie the knot, mainly during their studies. Durham is ranked top for student marriages in the UK, with other institutions way below. And I thought student life was an excuse to party and cast off the shackles of society. 4. The speed of an air biscuit. I feel the need for speed. Well, I did have a big lunch. Yes, there are even stats regarding farts. It's been calculated that human emissions can travel at a literally eye-watering 6.8 miles an hour. That is faster than a car reversing into a parking space. And you won't be able to escape the odor easily due to these farts moving at a rate of 10 feet per second. 3. Japanese diapers. Diaper sales are healthier than ever in Japan. Adult diapers, that is. A 2024 report revealed a year-on-year growth in, let's call it, damage limitation wear for grown-ups. One company has even abandoned babies altogether to focus on the adult version. How come? Well, apparently just over 750,000 little ones entered the world in Japan in 2023. A lot of babies for sure, but down from previous years. Seems supply has very much outstripped demand. 2. 99%. Our next shocking statistic is about maternal deaths, or mothers who pass away from matters connected to pregnancy. Tragically, 287,000 women died during a time which is supposed to be the happiest of their lives. Our 99% relates to the developing world. This is where the overwhelming majority of fatalities take place. The reality is actually closer to 100%. What's even more alarming is that many of these deaths can be avoided with the right knowledge and investment. 1. Supernatural statistics. You ever wonder why horror movies are so popular? Well, it could be because an amazing 45% of US citizens think the world of the supernatural is the real deal. And these fears are split along political lines, with Republicans more likely to call the Ghostbusters than their Democrat counterparts. This staggering information is actually courtesy of a 2019 survey by YouGov. So who actually knows what people believe now, several years on? So, what's your go-to stranger than fiction fact? Let me know in the comments below. Also, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and check out our social medias, including my personal ones, links in that description. And if you enjoyed this list, you need to check out 25 of the craziest historical coincidences you've ever heard. Trust me, an oldie but a goodie. I love this one. So click it, let's watch. Keep the list 25 info fact train going. Let's keep watching more videos. Watch 25 in a row. I dare you.